Do your children influence you, or do you influence your children more? Not a question I thought I'd be asking myself at this stage in life, but it comes up more than you'd think. I'm Stephen Tocher, and I've helped counsel and mentor thousands of people over the past 20 years, and I'd love to help another million or 10 million people over the next 40. So the other day, I was just walking to the grocery store. I love the fact that we have multiple grocery stores in our neighborhood that I can walk to. Don't always walk to them, but when we need something or there's a great deal going on, I'm on my way. As a, I think as any frugal dad would do. So I was walking through this pathway, and all of a sudden, I heard this fire truck just blaring, loud as can be, and I thought to myself, "Fire truck." I never got excited about fire trucks in the past. I heard my middle child's voice in my head, and they absolutely love fire trucks. I, again, not really too big on, fire trucks, firefighters, and all that, but because of their love of fire trucks, their voice lingered in my head. And that got me thinking, my children are influencing me. I'm the one who's supposed to be influencing them, I thought. But it's my children who are influencing me a lot more over the past little while. And they're influencing me not in the way that I parent or in the way that I live my life, but in the hobbies that I have, in the art that I do, in the way that I connect with them, the things that I read. And of course, I govern and control those types of things, but I want to give them creative freedom to move around, to do different things, try different things. And throughout the years, already I'm noticing that they have a lot to say in my life, and I am changing, honestly, for the better because of it. So, as I heard that fire truck noise, I thought of all of the wonderful things that my child associates with fire trucks. How much they'll, just kind of tremble a little bit, how they will smile from ear to ear, especially if we're driving and I'm able to point a fire truck out, or one of us in the van is able to point a fire truck out. They just melt inside and they just love it so much. Actually, we're hoping to take our children to go see a fire truck, or maybe even a historical fire engine or fire station, I should say. So yeah, it just really was mesmerizing. I chuckled to myself. I must look like a crazy person, more than I already am. And so, yeah, it got me thinking as well. What other influences are affecting me and my children? And that crossover allowed me to reprocess the types of TV shows that I'm intaking, that they're intaking, the way I intake media in general, and how I set up the right parameters. Am I watching TV with them? Am I spending that time to read the books with them? Am I doing art with them? How much energy am I putting into them, and how much energy are other sources, people, family members, whoever they might be, put into them? Because the influences in our lives matter. I think I spend so much time with my kiddos that there are even games that I think of first that I wouldn't have played when I used to work with the kids at the city of Toronto, that I would always were my go-to games, like dodgeball or duck duck goose, or things that were what time is it, Mr. Fox? But as time has progressed, those types of games have changed more into like hide and seek, the floor is lava, and so the other influences and the way that it makes them feel and the way that it makes me feel is something that I'm a lot more cognitive of. And it just kind of bubbled to the surface when I heard that fire truck roll through the neighborhood. Now, going back to the spiritual side of things, which I try to do in every video, I'm thankful that God is not at all influenced by me as his child. And I am heavily influenced in my day to day and growing in influence or being influenced by God in a daily fashion. And I'm very thankful that God is not quote unquote influenced by me to make decisions. But it is interesting that God, throughout the Bible and throughout the years of ministry and the things that I've seen, you see that God gives people options and choice. There's this famous point in the Bible where Moses is speaking with God, and it sounds like, depending on the translation you are looking at, that God kind of changes his mind or changes his point of view as he's so angry with the children of Israel, and Moses kind of talks him down from destroying them or giving them a harsh, harsh punishment. Now, in all actuality, do I believe that Moses influenced God in that sense, in the sense of like changing his mind, and that God, has this, flip-floppy mentality? I don't think it's that. I think it was more of a, there's two options here. And because of Moses' heart and his care for the people, in spite of their wickedness, in spite of the way that they're even treating Moses, because you got to think, Moses was gone at this point. He'd been gone for 40 years when he went back to the children of Israel and tried to help them to become free. And he himself is 80 years old at this time. He's led them through the desert. He's gone through heck with his old family, the family that adopted him in Egypt. And he's really gone through the ringer. They've sent out all these chariots to kill all the people. They've just done nonsense to God, and have probably complained and been so mean to Moses and his family while he's trying to deliver them from this terrible, terrible time of slavery. And yet, the people of Israel are treating him pretty much like dirt. And still, his compassion, his heart, is to see the people as these weak and needy people who've only known slavery. And God hears Moses' heart, and he, I think, through one of those decisions that God has made, God kindled his anger because of Moses' heart. So that's the only time I could see ourselves being able to, quote unquote, influence God, is by our righteousness. And sorry, not our righteousness that we have, but by our righteous choices that we make that are from God. But for the most part, God doesn't change, and I thank God for that. In the sense of, that God doesn't change. I'm so thankful that God never changes. But in the changes that we see in the Bible, God is really giving us an opportunity to interact with him and have said relationship. So I'm very, very cognitive of that, which I wasn't cognitive of before, that this holy God allows us to not only engage with each other, but with him through the Trinity. So God does not change. God gives us multiple streams and ways to approach things, and God is obviously very flexible within his righteousness and within his good character. And we are just able to see this loving, tender, caring Heavenly Father care for us in different ways, and even in the way that we are with our children and the way we interact with them. So getting back to the idea of influence, I'm thankful that I have been influenced positively over the years by the people that are around me, and I'm hoping that I can be the right influence to my children. I'm also seeing a great change in my own life when it comes to the way that I spend time in Bible study. It's not so much theologically sound as it used to be. It definitely has the theological roots, but now I'm trying to see the heart of God in each of the verses in the Bible, and what God is trying to convey, instead of principles and practices that we need to hold on to. So yeah, hopefully that on some level gave you some insight. I'll be answering some questions in a moment if anyone does have any. I see the chat starting to grow here a little bit. So I just wanted to end off this part of the video and then continue into the question portion by saying, if you have any comments or questions, please drop it in the chat below. If you'd like to watch another video on people asking me other types of questions, you can take a look up here. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do it down here. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless. All right, now I'll just get to any of these questions. I saw your dad and my dad passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Shiv. That's terrible. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. That's wonderful, wonderful. If anyone has any questions tonight, or today, actually, I'm usually streaming at night, but today, feel free. Saw your video and my dad passed away 2 days ago. Shifa, if you're still on, and I could love to pray for you if you'd like, just please let me know. Usually I have another phone here set up, but I got my laptop down there. And if anyone has any other prayers they'd like me to pray tonight or today, I keep saying tonight, usually I stream at night. But yeah, if you have any comments or questions about family, about life, about parenting, about finances, fitness, I used to be over 300 pounds. I am available for chatting. My family is floating around here. Hopefully you don't see too many people and bodies floating around, but here they are. I'm really again sorry, Jaifa, that you lost your dad 2 days ago. I pray that you had a good relationship with your father, and if you don't, or if you didn't, I should say that God is our true Father, and He loves you very much. So keep up the great work, and it's a tough time in your life when these types of things happen. Shelly, hello. Hey, the Beat 3D stream, one set, 123. Thanks again for the messages there in the comments, the likes, the subs. All that definitely helps out. I'm trying to get back into it. Family life is always topsy-turvy. We've got 5 of us now, so it's a blessing and keeps us super, super busy. I appreciate that. So yeah, again, if anyone has any comments or questions about what I just chatted about just the influences in our lives, or if you have any questions about day-to-day, food, fitness, faith, philanthropy, marriage, questions on the Bible, love to always break those down as best I can. Moving towards some form of pastoring myself. I've been studying the Word for 20 plus years now. I come from a very fairly open theological background. I guess you could say I'm more, I don't like the word, but more conservative in that sense. But I've been in the Pentecostal church. I've been in the Baptist church, non-denominational, interdenominational, alliance, evangelical, gone to charismatic church for a while. So I've seen a lot of the Protestant world, have a lot of great friends who are in the Catholic world. Met a lot of wonderful Orthodox people from the Orthodox Church, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and I'm all about said unity. So if anyone has any questions about any of those types of things, I am open, to answering. And just checking the chat here again. That's why I'm just dipping my head to the side here. If anyone has any comments or questions, please let me know. Aside from that, I'm just enjoying this break in the heat that we had. I do love the heat, but I'm not a massive fan of the humidity. And when it goes above like 35 to 40 with the Humidex, it's just not my jam. And if you don't take advantage of the pools in your neighborhood with your community centers, if you have that ability to be in an area, like for myself, I live, smack dab in the middle of a major city in Toronto. Sorry, major city named Toronto. I'm sure many of you heard of it. It has many, many different parks, recreational places, and if you have the opportunity, there's a lot of free stuff that goes on in those places. If you can go during the day before it gets too packed, I would suggest it. It does get pretty nutty in the evenings with parents and families coming through. So yeah, just checking here on the stream. Doesn't seem like anyone's really messaging anymore. If anyone does have any comments or questions, please let me know. Or I can shut down the stream in a little bit. So happy to be back. It's been a little while. I had some good momentum going there. I did say about 120 streams over the course of about 3 or 4 months. And then I had to drop off due to the growth of my family. So, hey Jay, what's going on? Any questions for the day? How you feeling? How you feel? What's going on in your life, Jay? If there's anything you want to chat about, or if you just want to continue to hear me babble about something, I'm down to talk about even sports or the World Cup. Not a big European football or soccer fan, but big enough to know that there was a lot of controversy with Argentina's run. The Raptors, if you're a basketball fan, you got the LeBron decision. The Jays are really terrible right now, and baseball's having a big problem because the pitching is too good. There's a lot to go on in the sports world. I love talking sports, love talking faith, love talking just about anything, and I love doing it all while I'm doing the dishes. So if you have any comments or questions, or if you'd like to like or subscribe, please do. It really helps out and gets me motivated. Keep making these videos and share the dad wisdom that I get in throughout the day. Hello, my daughter. How are you? Freezy time? Okay. You get them? Okay. Here you go. Bam, bam. Bowl for you. Zoom, boom. Here you go. And then scissors for mama. Scissors over here. There you go. And hold them there with the handle there if you like. There you go. Kazam, bam. So again, if there's anyone else in the chat, they'd like to chat, talk more about anything, please let me know. I'm down. The dishes are almost done, but that doesn't mean that I can't talk for a little bit longer. If you have any questions about parenting, 3 under 4.5, if you can imagine. I've worked with kids for about 10 years. I've worked many actually jobs over the past 26 years of working. I am not an amazing parent by any stretch of the imagination. Amazing person across the board, but I have been doing life for some time, and if you have any questions about faith, life, fitness, philanthropy, stock market, just life in general, you drop it in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as possible. I'll leave this guy running just for a little bit longer. I'm praying for our friend Shafa. I think it's Shafa. Or was it Challenge? Yeah, Shafa. Sorry about your father passing away. That's really terrible. All right. I guess that's that. Anyone else has any comments or questions? I'll probably have to try more for the afternoon, evenings. But still happy to have chatted with you all today. Those of you who were able to make some time. And I hope in the future to be able to talk to you more as I do the dishes. I've been thinking about doing other things too. I've done probably around 100 videos of dad doing the dishes here. I do like the format because I'm doing 2 things at once. I used to love doing the dishes wherever I go, whether it's like a serving opportunity or at a friend's house, just because I'd have some of the best conversations ever. You kind of are disarmed when you step into a kitchen and watch someone doing the dishes, because they're just doing something that is common to basically every person on the planet, unless you're super rich or super not so rich. I always found it therapeutic, just the running of the water, and the peace of mind, cleaning up after usually a great meal or multiple meals, as this is 2 sets of dishes I'm doing, and it's just been very, very lovely to be able to serve people in different aspects in general. You look like someone who loves to eat hot dogs for the shape. Thank you. I appreciate that. I used to love hot dogs before my stomach acid got bad. There was a time when I used to eat those a lot. I was over 300 pounds for a long time. I'm about 205 now. Went down to 185 pounds. And again, now as a dad of 3, it's not always perfect to be able to eat, but I do try to get 200 grams of protein in per day. I try to work out whenever it's possible. When you got young kids and you've lost the weight that I've lost, you just kind of do maintenance and you want to stay healthy and flexible. Don't go to the gym at all right now, but I do have a nice pull-up bar, can do a couple reps and just keep myself as healthy as possible. I appreciate the comment very, very much there. Imagine LOL. Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that comment there. All right, if anyone else has any comments or questions, cool beans. If not, I think I'm going to jump off. I appreciate those of you who have been on the stream with me today and look forward to getting back. It's a format that I absolutely love. So I'll just end as I usually end. I'm Stephen Tocher. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to watch any of the other dad doing dishes videos, you can take a look at the video up there. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can do that down here. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day, evening, morning, or night. God bless.